Thanks for joining us for week 5 of our Key West virtual summer in the garden. Today, as part of our Land Meets the Sea week, we're going to be talking about water and water density. So we're going to be doing a little experiment to test the density of fresh water versus the density of salt water. And our measurement is going to be buoyancy. So buoyancy means how well does something float in the water. Today we're going to be using carrots to test their buoyancy in fresh, brackish, and salt water. At home, you can also use raw eggs. They work really well for this experiment as well. So all my materials here, I collected some fresh water from the sink that we have. I collected some salt water from our kayak launch across the street. I have a measuring cup with me here. Of course, I have my 3 carrots and then 3 clear little jars right here that we're going to use to see what happens. So the first step is to make my water, right? So I'm going to use my measuring cup, and first I'm going to make my fresh water. So all I need, that's 1 cup. 2 cups of fresh water. Now for my salt water, you can probably guess what I'm going to do. I'm going to get 2 cups of salt water. So 1, 2. Now the difference between our fresh and salt water, of course, is the salt molecules that are in our salt water. Our water around here is actually very salty because we have very shallow water and it's hot all the time, especially right now in the summertime. So we have around 40 parts per thousand of salt in this water versus our fresh water, which is about 0. Now, in between salt and freshwater environments, we find brackish water. So brackish water is kind of a mixture of the two, right? So I'm going to use 1 cup of fresh water and 1 cup of salt water, and this is going to be about 20 parts per thousand of salt. So 1 cup of fresh water and 1 cup of salt water. All right, so now's the fun part. We're going to see what the carrots do in each water. All right, so first we're gonna try our fresh water, and we're gonna see what happens when we put our carrot in. So that sank right to the bottom, and it went down really fast, right? So there was no chance that that carrot was gonna float or be buoyant in the water. Next, let's try our brackish water. So that also came down to the bottom, but you'll notice that it went a lot slower, and that's because we have a half salt, half fresh water mix in there. So for our third one, we're going to try our salt water and see what happens. So as you can see, it sank, but then it floated all the way back up to the surface. So clearly, our carrot is much more buoyant in our salt water than it is in our fresh and even our brackish water. So what does this tell us about our water? So in the salt water, of course, we have water molecules, which are pretty small. And then we also have salt molecules, which are a little bit bigger, and it causes the water to be more dense. As you can see, I used 2 cups for every single one of our experiments here, every single one of our variables. So the volume is the same, but the density, or the amount of molecules in each one, is different. And we can see that here with our carrot floating, our carrot being a little bit more buoyant, and then our carrot sinking in this one. So thanks for joining me, guys. I look forward to seeing your at-home water density experiments yourselves.